Thank you, Srinath Bhatni sir, for sharing thoughts on how we as alumni can support our alma mater and ensure that the institute moves from pillar and adds on pillars more and more to come. It is time now to release our newsletter, which is also instrumental in sharing what the Alumni Association and the institution has been doing so far. I request both the distinguished guests, Narayan Murthy sir and Prasanna sir, to release this newsletter for us. A copy of this newsletter will be handed over to all of us here once we move out of this hall. The newsletter would definitely share all snippets of happenings in the last 3-4 years, just to give inputs to how the institution has really developed from that point of time. I now request Sri E.S. Prasanna sir to share his thoughts amidst all of us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Narayan Murthy, Srinath, Lakshmikant, and distinguished alumni fellows, ladies and gentlemen. It is definitely an outstanding and a nostalgic moment as far as I am concerned, to bring back my old memories of NIE. I'm really proud that I had a choice of joining BMS College or Government College because of my extracurricular credentials, but to be very honest, I chose NIE and I'm really proud of it. I was very lucky that I could represent the country in the game of cricket when I was doing my second engineering. When I was selected, neither the college knew the intensity and of representing the country, nor I had realized what a fame and what an honor to represent the country. I'm saying this because before I was selected, I think at that point of time, before just the call was made, I was at Bengaluru going through the practical training at the Bengaluru University UCE college. And suddenly there was a small slip came to me when I was doing the load test, I still remember. And I can promise you it was very heavy at that time. After seeing the slip I saw, it was pretty high. I was called immediately to approach the association for further advice. I went to the association, which was almost next door, Center College. There, Ms. Chinnasamy, S.A. Srinivasan, and other members of the association were waiting for me. And the first thing they asked me is, do you have a passport? I said no. Because I didn't realize that I'm on to a tour of West Indies. Then Chinnasamy, a leading lawyer at that time, and he could use his good offices and got my passport in a day, I think. But subsequently, they asked me, "You're going to West Indies." The first thing that occurred to me is, my God, I had to miss my exams. And as you all know, those were the days when sport was just a pastime, but people with passion like mine, so sport was very primary and education was a pastime. So I came back to Mysore. Ms. Sheshappa was our principal at that time. And I went to his room and I told him, "Sir, I've been selected to the Tour West Indies. I don't know what to do because I had to miss the class. Somewhere it was in the month of February and March, April. And that was also coming in the way of exams anyway." So Sheshappa said, "Oh, you have been selected to Tour West Indies." Because after all, he's an educationist or whatever we call it. His ignorance to the sport was quite clear and loud. "Then what are you going to do?" he asked me. I said, "No, I have come here to seek your advice." So he was in a fix whether to say yes or no. Then, as luck would have it, we had the mentor, S.R. Aparmaya, who happened to come into the principal's room and he hugged me straight away because he knew the value of a sport and he was a thorough sports lover. Then he explained to Sheshappa that, "Look, this is an honor. He is the first Kannadiga, and more so, it is the first NIE man who is going to carry your flag to overseas." That made the Sheshappa's eyebrows raise. "Oh Christ, good." You know. Then he said, "Okay, you go ahead." But I didn't know the repercussions of all these things. At that point of time, he said, "Don't worry about your attendance and whatnot, we'll look after." So, like anyone else who was in cloud 9, left the room along with Aparmaya and straight came to Bangalore, where at home there was a lot of turmoil and confusion. Because my father was a doctor himself. He was a director of public health. He thought sport was just a pastime to keep one's healthy mind in a healthy body. And he never expected his son, who is going to play for the country. So those were the days when when I played my first test, we were given 50 rupees a day. And as you all know, many stories have been written, not stories actually, is a fact. Many people have expressed, I think in the recent one award function, even Farooq Engineer did mention about that. If the game were to be finished within next, say, it's a 5-day game, if it is over by 4 days, the last day's allowance was not given. Mind you, those were the days when it was a 6-day game with a day's rest, and they used to distribute the smoke money, that is for the first 3 days, 150 rupees on the rest day. So my father was very, very, very aware of it. And knowing the facts, it was a bit difficult for him to stomach it. So he was throwing tantrums at home, and that information went to the ears of Jayachamradu, who was then the ruler of Mysore. So immediately I was summoned. Actually, I was not summoned. He summoned my father because he was the director of public health. He was, by and large, at that point of time, he was his employee. So I, along with my dad, came to this Bengaluru palace. I didn't know the norms, the formalities, how one has to conduct in front of Maharaja. First time I saw Maharaja Jayachamradu, 6'3", and looking at him, all my cricketing, everything was gone. Forgot. Got scared. And then we spoke to him. So he addressed my father in Kannada. He said, "Yen, doctor, any magan, West Indies kalsalvante, My father, what he can say, tongue-tied he was. He could see that he is reluctant to allow me to go. But he said, I'm ordering you, you must send. And he also emphasized of the fact, which convinced my father, that I was the first Kannadiga to represent the country when the cricketing atmosphere was ruled by Bombay. I came back from Paris. We came, and I was staying in Basungudi at that time. One could see fuming and, sort of dirty looks. But anyway, I was, as a 19 or 20 years old boy, very sort of obedient, sincere, with heads down, sort of. I didn't even look at my father. So I came back, and there was all the cricketing association fraternity people waiting at home. As luck would have it, Chinnasamy, Srinivasan are all contemporaries of my father. So like when I meet, the familiarity and the closeness and the warmth, like what I saw today, I was so excited to come here. The same sort of feeling, they excited, and my father was, after seeing them, all the heat that he had in him sort of it diffused. Then, with great difficulty, with odds on, I was allowed to go to West Indies. And in West Indies, I must honestly tell you that the greatest moment in Australia, West Indies was, besides being a cricketer bowling against all-time greats like Sir Gary Sobers, Frank Worrell and whatnot, I had the greatest pleasure. I met my mentor, lecturer, Professor Ramay Gaud. He was there as I think he was doing his master's or whatever it is. And I can only think of my college days because he was our electrical lecturer as well. So that is the greatest moment. And I used to tell that I'm an engineer very proudly, even though I had not qualified at that point of time. But I knew someday I will qualify, if not today. And they were all asking me how you are playing cricket with engineering. I said, don't ask me, ask it's all God's grace. And thanks to my NIE professors and all those things, because they had to help me to wade through anyway. Let me be very honest. And I'm really proud today a long-standing ambition and cherish I will fulfill today. I was sharing the dais with Nayanmurthy, whom, even though I took NIE to one level in the global sporting level, but hats off to him, he has taken it to such a big level. I'm proud that I'm sitting next to him. In small comparison, what is Ashwin today is doing to Indian cricket, I took to one level an off-spin, that is the art of one of the disciplines of in cricket. If some of you don't know about the various aspects of cricket, but this man has taken it to such a level. I could definitely say he has taken it to such a level like what Narayanmurthy has done to our NI. It's a great pleasure, Narayanmurthy. And talking to Narayanmurthy, he's asking me, cross-examining me about a decision of cheating. You know, the recent one. Like he has laid a certain norms for Infosys and with the objective of taking it forward to the ultimate. In cricketing world also, cricket is played under certain norms. And what Steve Smith did do not fall within that norms. That's why he's classified as under cheat. When the technology has been provided, he is looking at a third person to help him out whether he's out or not. I think is unbelievable. And more so because he happens to be a captain of the team too. So anyway, coming back to this August function, when Lakshmikant from past several months, he has been haunting me, Bhartiya Dore, Bhartiya Guru, Bhartiya Dore, Bhartiya Guru, you know. And he put so much of pressure on me. It was supposed to have been held on 9th of December, wasn't it? Last, correct? 9th, yeah. And as luck would have it, Narayanmurthy has to go abroad. So the pressure was diffused again. But he didn't let me go, Lakshmikant. So I said, okay, boss, like our old college language, we'll meet in the club, We had pleasant exchanges, and then he said, he made sure that when Narayanmurthy gives the date, I got to accept it, what come may. But I'm telling you one thing, I'm really grateful to him that he made it clear that I had to attend. I'm really enjoying this August function and meeting my old, people have gone out of shape like me because at times face is the index of a person, but I don't think it is true all the time. But anyway, nevertheless, it is lovely to meet my classmates, mates would have been my classmates, because I took quite a bit of time to get through the engineering. So I have many classmates. So with these few words, thanks Lakshmi for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, sir, for you told me about, remind me of 69 match against Australia in Delhi, when I was one of the person to be instrumental for India to win its first test match against Australia. You have reminded me when I walking in. I said, my God, one should be admiring Narayanmurthy, not me. Thank you very much.
NIE, in some sense, is your mother. NIE has given birth to the engineering talent in you. And that talent would not have been implanted in you if you did not go through those 5 years, or I don't know, later on maybe 4 years of education at NIE. I did not come across a single teacher of mine who did not have 100% interest in making every one of the students better. That's why in Sanskrit we say Matra Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, and then finally Atithi Devo Bhava. So for these teachers to add value to your your children, your grandchildren, their children, they need your help. They need your encouragement. They need your support. They need your good words. So therefore, in whatever little way, please remember NIE at least once a day. It doesn't matter. It takes maybe 10 seconds. And then just ask, am I helping my mother? And the moment that thought comes to your mind, I have no doubt at all, as decent people, you will all contribute in whatever way you can. As I told you, it's not in cash. I am not just saying that the only contribution is in cash. Not at all. There is a very important area where all of you can add value. I think as we move forward, if we have to improve the governance of this institution, if we have to make it a top 20 institution in the country, if we want to help this institution take the number of students from 1,000 per year today to probably 10,000 a few years from now, the only way that it will happen is if some of you who have energy, who have enthusiasm, spend a little bit of that energy and enthusiasm in thinking about how to make NIE a better place. Srinath, Mr. Ramchandra, Rajgopal Kadambi is the is the person who is spearheading this activity. They are all thinking about how to expand the membership of NIE society. While there is no clear timetable when it will happen, but Raja is very, very clear that it has to happen. And therefore, at that point of time, when there is an opportunity, become members. And some of you, who knows, if you contest for elections, if you become members, some of you contest for elections, and if you are between 50 and 60, that's the ideal age when you can actually contribute physically to the betterment of the institution. But these are still ideas which are in crystallizing stage. Nothing is certain. We hope that it will happen. But as and when it happens, please do not hesitate to contribute to the betterment, because I tell you, whether it is Stanford, whether it's Cornell, whether it's Harvard, whether it's UPenn, 95% of the members on the board of trustees are alumni. 95% are alumni. Why? Because there is nobody else who has the interest of the institution as solid as the alumni. Yes, teachers do have, but some of them leave, they go to another institution. So there is a little bit of confusion there. But once you are an alumnus or alumna of an institution, that will never change. So therefore, my request to every one of you is, when the opportunity comes, please take part in enhancing the governance. Because if we didn't do that, if you, the alumni, did not take that responsibility, let me assure you, there is no hope of NIE becoming a better institution. Money will come. Money can be raised. Money is not the number one issue. Number one issue is your commitment of passion, energy, and enthusiasm. But I think Rajgopal, Kadambi, and others, they have started thinking about how to strengthen the governance at NIE, and I am sure at an appropriate time, as and when it is necessary, they will connect with you people, and I am sure Mr. Lakshmikanta will have all the email addresses, etc. Please participate and make this institution so that your children and your grandchildren would be enthusiastic to join NIE. Thank you.
Thank you, Naranmurthy sir, for sharing those inspirational thoughts, and also for encouraging all of us as alumni to move towards how we could spend some time towards the governance part, and that's where you said it's very crucial. Thanks for that pitch of the governance of NIE to take NIE to the next league. All this while, it has been a session where we have listened to stalwarts speak up. And we said during any alumni meet, we should open it up for our own alumnus, bar alumni, to ask questions to these gentlemen here on NIE and its governance, if it is so that there is some clarity on the way forward for us. We will spend the next 10 minutes in case there are a few of our own fellow colleagues who would want to ask questions. We open it up for questions now. Prasanna sir, we just want you here for a minute because we have a formality to close before we leave you go. Yeah, just a minute. It's time that we honor Prasanna sir for his time and commitment with us.
Sorry, I have an appointment with the doctor around 1:45, but as you know, hopefully doctor is late. Okay. I had to rest. Thank you. Excuse me, please.
I request our President Lakshmikant to do the honors for Prasanna sir. Just in continuation to this, let's complete, just hold on for a minute. We request our President, Lakshmikant sir, to honor on this appropriate occasion Sri Narayan Murthy sir also. I request our secretary, Mr. Mohan Ram, the Alumni Association Secretary, to honor Srinath Vatni on this occasion. Yeah, we'll get back to the question session, and you could introduce yourself, your batch, your branch, and then pose the question to the person.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Mrutyunjay Hikkalgutti. I born and brought up in Dharwad, and I've done a BE Mechanical in 92-96. ಇದು ಬರ್ಗರ್ ತಿಂದು ಬುರ್ ಅನ್ನುವ ಕಾಲ. ಸೊ ಈ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ in Dharwad, there was a sir name was Joshi. He used to conduct English classes free of cost. And my question is not, it's not a question. I would like to share, Narayan Murthy share views. I would like to request him to share his views on how to live life even after death. Because in my views, my sir taught me, if I share my knowledge once, it will be flow like a river forever. This is the way I can live forever. So I would like to request Narayan Murthy sir, in a philanthropic way, how you can live even after thousands of years, as long as sun and moon.
Our beliefs, if we stand for what we believe is our conviction, what we believe is true, not worrying about the result of that, I think that is the best we can do. And if those actions that we take can help the society around you even in a small way, if it can make 10 people happier, if it can make 10 people more productive, that's sufficient. That's what I would say.
And one more question, sir.
1 minute. I will supplement what Narayan Murthy has said. You have come to this hall. What is this hall called? Sir MV, is he there? He is remembered even till today. Do the work just as Sir MV. You will be remembered forever.
Can you just pass on the mic to him? We'll take the question. And I think we'll limit the questions to 5. Otherwise, it goes on and on.
First batch of mechanical engineering from NIE.
Yeah.
My name is Brigadier Srinivas. I was the first mechanical engineer to join the Indian Armed Forces.
Oh, nice.
I went straight from the college to the Indian Armed Forces. My only suggestion to the NIE is, we must do something for the defense of this country.
Okay.
In terms of development of defense equipments, defense technology, space research, aerospace, I think we've got a lot to do for the defense of the country, and more number of students should join the Indian Armed Forces and contribute to the country.
Yeah.
That's what my question is.
I would like to just mention my classmate Venkatesh is a wing commander. He joined the armed forces from our batch. I'm sure that there are many more here. I don't know.
ಸರ್ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಗಿರಿಮೋಜರಾಜು, 83 ಬ್ಯಾಚು, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನು. ಎನ್ ರಾಮಾನುಜ ಅವರ ಶಿಷ್ಯ, HMTನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಸರ್, ನೀವು ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ. ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಪ್. I'm just hinting, is it possible for you to open an institution to produce good leaders, societal leaders, maybe Prime Minister, Chief Minister, such leaders, institution, is it possible? Kindly, I am non-entity before you, in spite of that one, just I wanted to say.
No, I think we are all non-entities before our politicians. So, you know, we have created, Infosys has created a leadership institute in Mysore. We have put in a lot of resources. We invited all the parties, you know, Congress, BJP, everybody, to attend or to conduct courses on leadership. But I think these are issues that they're all big people. These are things that you can only request. So if hopefully some point of time they will realize the need for developing leaders amongst our politicians, leaders who can transact business in the modern world, people who understand international relations, people who understand basics of economics, people who understand negotiations, people who understand cross-cultural issues, people who understand law, all of that. Hopefully, at some point of time, leaders of all the political parties will come together and decide to train the younger people in the political arena, like Singapore has done. I hope it happens.
Thank you.
Sir, one more thing, sir. When I was watching one of the English channels, it is doing the rounds that you may not be interested, but there may be a pressure to be the first person of our country, president. If it is so, we are honored, sir, more than you are honored.
No,
I wish you all.
no, you are very kind, but this is kind of news to me. I don't watch TV. So since you have watched TV, thank you very much. But I think these are all speculations. Right now we have a president. He's a good man. Pranab Mukherjee is a good man. So it is not proper on the part of any one of us to discuss these issues at this stage, okay? And in any case, I think, thank you very much for that information.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Narayan Murthy, I have a question. This is regarding Indians who work abroad, you know. The problem is Indians are being recognized having very good brains, but yet when it comes to, in comparison with the white skin, we're always being given an inferior treatment. Why is that Indians are always being given this thing? Is there any way we can rise above? Because we know very well from a knowledge point of view, Indian is far more competitive, far more better than the white skins. Why is that the white skins are always being given a preferential treatment on salary, preferential treatment on anything? I mean, what's the way out on this?
No, I don't know that. Let me tell you, Art, in my company, Srinath knows this, I always believed and articulated that performance leads to recognition, recognition leads to respect, and respect leads to power. If Indians want to be seen as powerful, if Indians are to be respected, if Indians are to be recognized, we have to perform. Any foreigner that comes here will see that we take 12 years to build a metro where in rest of the world they do it in 2 years. When, you know, the quality of our roads is so poor, I mean, we're all worried about water here. When we do not deliver up to the global standards, then it's only natural that we don't get respect. It's not white, yellow or something. Chinese are respected today because China has become the second largest economy in the world. So therefore, if I were you, I would advise my children and grandchildren to perform, to work hard, be disciplined, be honest, be truthful, and perform. And if we did that for 30 years, 50 years, let me assure you, India will become another case like China, and people will automatically respect us.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we have the one last question, please.
Hello. Good morning, sir. I'm Dinesh, passed out from NIE 1991 ENC batch. I have also done my PhD under Professor K. Chidananda Gowda, and now I am a principal scientist in Philips. The question for you, and also over the weekend, I also guided, mentored some PhD students. Now, it's now almost I'm in the verge of crossing 48 to 50. Now, I'm already in a comfort zone. So where I have few ideas, what I am really thinking of starting getting into the industry mode, right? So since you are already in a kind of a comfort zone, now, is it really good idea to become, come out of comfort zone and start venture into something, probably in those areas, some of your advice will help us.
Well, first of all, let me say that Sri Chidananda Gowda started his career as a teacher when I was a fourth year student. The first class he ever took was my class. He is a remarkable person, tremendous respect. He earned tremendous respect from everybody in the class. He is one of the most cultured people that I have come across. So may he live long because he's a great person. Now, coming back to your question, now I have to be very honest. I don't believe in just pussyfooting. Generally, changing one's career after 40 is considered to be very risky for a very important reason. By then, you would have spent about 15 years in one channel. You would have gotten used to how to succeed in that channel. You have gotten used to your juniors respecting you. You have gotten used to your thinking good ideas and getting youngsters to execute it. Therefore, to change the career, change the métier of the work, after 40, generally the success rate is very low. So that's why, for example, when I started Infosys when I was 34 years, 11 months, and about 5 or 6 days, because I had studied that entrepreneurs who start their own enterprise after 35 have a much lower probability of success compared to those before 35. So I was damn scared, and therefore I started about a month before my 35th year. So therefore, much as I appreciate your desire to venture out to a different field, different sector, etc., I would say you will have to make a much deeper analysis of risk, because the data is not in your favor. Okay, so kindly look at it very carefully.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
thanks for all our friends for participating in this quick QA. I'll now request our President Lakshmikanta sir to share his thoughts amidst us.
ಪದ್ಮವಿಭೂಷಣ್ ನಾರಾಯಣಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರೇ, ಪದ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಅವರೇ, ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆದರೂ ನಾವು ಸಂಭವಿಸಬೇಕಾದ ನೀತಿ. ನನ್ನ ಮಿತ್ರ ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ಬಾಟ್ನಿಯವರೇ, ವೇದಿಕೆ ಕೆಳಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಹಾನ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಗಳೇ, ನನ್ನ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿಗಳೇ, ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಒಂದು ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಡೆಸಿದಂಥ NIE ಅಲುಮ್ನಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಹಳ ಫಲಪ್ರದದಾಯಕವಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಪದ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಅವರು NIEನ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋದರು. ನಾರಾಯಣಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರು ಚಂದ್ರನವರೆಗೂ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎರಡು ಸಾರಿ, ಒಂದು ಸಾರಿ ನಾವು 29ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪವಿತ್ತು, ನಮ್ಮ NIE ಅಲ್ಯುಮಿನಿ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ನಾರಾಯಣಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದರು. ಆದರೆ ನಾರಾಯಣಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರು ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಿತ್ತ ಅಮೆರಿಕ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರಿಂದ ಆ ದಿನ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೆಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೂ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಿದ ವಿಚಾರ, ನಾನೊಬ್ಬ ಅಲ್ಯುಮಿನಿ ಬಿಟ್ರೇನಪ್ಪ, ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅಲ್ಯುಮಿನಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಯುಮಿನಿ ಮೀಟ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ, ದಯಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಸಂದೇಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಒಪ್ಪಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ನೀವು ಅಂದರೆ ಬರೀ NIE ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಗಳ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಂಟೈರ್ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಗಳ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ. ನೀವು ಬಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು NIE ಅಲುಮ್ನಿಗೆ ಕಳೆ ಕಟ್ಟತ್ತೆ, ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಡೇಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡೆ. ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಅವರಿಗಾಗಲೇ ಅವ್ರ ಬೆನ್ನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೀಗಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ನೀನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರಿ ಕಣ, ಅವರು ಒಪ್ಪಲಿ ಬರಲಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಈ ದಿನ ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೀತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮಿತ್ರರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ತಂದರು. ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್, ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಗಾಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ರಿಲಿಜನ್. ಫಾರ್ ಪಾಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್, ಮನಿ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಗಾಡ್, ಹೌ ಟು ಅರ್ನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ರಿಲಿಜನ್. ಕೆನ್ ವಿ ಕಂಪೇರ್? ಅಪ್ಪ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋರು ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರು. ಬಟ್ ನನಗೆ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಗಳು ನನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರರ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಭುಜ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಜೊತೆನೂ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈ ಭೂಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಈಗ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಬೋಣ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಂಗೆ, ಇವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಕೇಳಿ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನಾವೇನು ಈ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಕೊಡಬಲ್ವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಒಂದು ಬರೀ ಅಳಿಲು ಸೇವೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗೋಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಈಗ ಅವ್ರು ಹಿಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು, ನಮ್ಮ NIE ಅಲ್ಯುಮ್ನಿ NIEನ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತುಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಒಂದು ದಿಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಯುಮ್ನಿ ಸಹಕಾರ ಬಹಳ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಾದ್ಯಂತ ನಮ್ಮ NIE ಅಲ್ಯುಮ್ನಿಗಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಬರೀ ಹಣದ ಮೂಲಕನೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಬೆಳೆಸೋವಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇತರೆ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಿ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು NIE ಸಂಸ್ಥೆನ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಇನ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶ್ರಮ ಪಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮಗಳ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೋರ್ತೀನಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಮಯದ ಬಿಡುವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದರು, ಮೊನ್ನೆ ನಾವು ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವರು ಉತ್ಸುಕರಾಗಿ 2 ಗಂಟೆ ಕಾಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಹೇಗೆ ಅಲ್ಯುಮಿನಿ ಮೀಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೀಬೇಕು, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಯುಮಿನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವರೇ ಒಂದು ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಉತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಇರಲಿ, ಸಭಿಕರಿಂದ ಏನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅದು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಹ ಈ ದಿನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾರಾಯಣಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಅವರೇ, ಬಾಟ್ನಿಯವರೇ, ಈ ಅಲುಮ್ನಿಯಿಂದ ಖಂಡಿತ NIE ಶ್ರೇಯೋಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸಗಳಾಗಬೇಕು ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಖಂಡಿತ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಭರವಸೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
Thank you, Lakshmikant sir. Thanks for the kind of promise that we as a group are sharing towards NIE, because it shows our own commitment from the alumni's end to support NIE in all fronts. It's time that we from the part of the association members, we'll just get on stage so that you can know who is who. And I request Mohan Ram, Devaki, Dr. N.V. Raghavendra, Mr. Pinto and Mr. Krishrov to come on stage, please. Under the presidentship of Mr. Lakshmikant, we are the 6 here who are trying to push forward the Alumni Association support, on all fronts to NIE. So we thought this is an opportunity where you could see the band which is working behind to conceive this idea. We have almost come to the end of this event. I should say it's not a formal vote of thanks, but a note of thanks. On behalf of the team of NIE Alumni Association, we would like to wholeheartedly thank Narayanmurthy sir and Prasanna sir for being amidst us here. Also want to thank Srinath Bharti sir for taking time out to be amidst us and share your thoughts. And more importantly, thanks to all of you for being here with us. I know Bangalore is a place where transit time consumes a lot of time, but in that, I'm seeing so many, more than 200 of us here on this day. A round of thanks once again to all of you. Formal event stands adjourned, and we will meet for lunch just next door, to the right of me and to the left of you.